Hey guys, we're getting into the Christmas spirit here at OwlCrate headquarters, and we thought it would be really fun to try and do the Christmas song book tag, which was created by Haley and Bookland originally. So we're going to listen to some Christmas songs, and then we are going to answer some prompts based on the songs. I think this is going to be really fun, so let's just get into it. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Name a villainous character you couldn't help but love.
For this one, I actually went with the Will from the Saga series. He is a hired mercenary who, at the beginning of the series anyways, is out to kill our main characters. I just love him and his sidekick Lion Cat, and he's just such a fabulous, morally grey character.
Nice. And I chose Kaz from Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. He is the leader of this gang of misfits, and he's definitely morally gray as well. He's like, he does some messed up stuff. I think people don't forget about that necessarily, but like, you just can't help but love him, so you let him get away with it. Like,
I do love Kaz.
Right?
All I Want for Christmas Is You, a book you would like to find under your Christmas tree. I didn't really pick one for this because honestly, any books I get for Christmas, I'm always so excited and grateful. But I think like anything Harry Potter,
yeah.
You can never have enough Harry Potter, so that's kind of a...
Speaking of Harry Potter, for me, I like to ask for like the special kind of like collector's Harry Potter books. So this one is the Harry Potter Magical Places from the films, and I've asked my mom and dad to get if they would get me the Creature Vault
that one's
edition.
Good. Yeah.
I just think they make really nice gifts as well. They're just a little bit different. Pretty. Yeah. So that's what I hope to get under my Christmas tree.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
So next up is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Name a character who overcomes great obstacles and learns to believe in themselves. For this one, I've chosen The First Time She Drowned by Carrie Clutter. This is a pretty intense book. It's about a girl who has spent the last few years of her life in a mental institution, and she is now just coming upon being released. So it's how she deals with kind of learning how to live in the normal world again. And she has to overcome a lot. She had a very messed up childhood. Her years in the mental institution were not easy, and now kind of learning how society works again is also very difficult. But although it's sad, it's really hopeful as well. And it's beautifully written.
Sounds very good. I haven't read that one yet.
It's good.
And I picked Diana from Wonder Woman.
Much more fun read.
Yeah, it's a little bit less serious. I really didn't know the story of Wonder Woman before I read this Leigh Bardugo book, and I love this. And Diana is such a cool character, and this is just a lot of fun to read.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town.
So next up is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and we have a two-part question. So the first part is a character you would put on the naughty list, and for this one I went with Apollo from The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. He's a bit of a scoundrel, let's say that. So I don't think he would be on Santa's nice list per se, but he's a lot of fun to read about.
Nice. I chose Prince Carden from The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This book doesn't come out until January, but believe me, you want it. Prince Carden is just, he's very interesting to read about because he's extremely cruel, but then there's just something about him that keeps you wanting to read and keeps you wondering if there's a reason why he's so cruel. I don't know. I can't wait for this book to come out, and for people, I can't wait to hear everybody else's opinions of this character, because it's just, I've never read anything like this and anybody like him. So he's definitely naughty though.
I'm so excited to read that one.
Yeah.
So the second part of this one is a character you would put on the top of the nice list, and I went with Xanthus from Blood and Sand by C.B. Wick. This is another book that comes out in January, and I'm putting him on the nice list because I went into this book kind of expecting him to be awful. Like, I just thought that was going to happen, and he turned out to be very nice and sweet and considerate and not a big asshole. so then that's what I was expecting. So he's going on the nice list.
Awesome. And I chose Laura Jean from To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I don't think I've ever read a character that's as sweet, innocent, nice, friendly as Laura Jean.
It's true.
Like, she makes me want to be a better person, so she definitely deserves to be on the nice list.
Sweet and innocent.
Frosty the Snowman, a book that melts your heart. For that one, I have chosen Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertelli. The romance in this book just makes me feel warm and happy, and I just wanted to root for them the entire time. And one thing that I really like about this book is, you know, it's like all about a mystery of who is writing these emails to Simon. You don't know who it is, but once you figure that out, the book doesn't just end there. Like, you actually get to experience them enjoying their new relationship, and that is my favorite part of the entire book. So this one definitely makes me happy.
And I picked The Prince and the Dressmaker. This is by Jen Wang. This is a adorable graphic novel about a dressmaker who gets hired by a prince to make dresses for him because he likes to dress up in fancy dresses and kind of take on a new persona, and their relationship is so cute. Yeah. And I just absolutely love this. I flew through it. I think it comes out in January, and I definitely recommend it because it will make you very happy.
It's true. So good.
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad.
So the next one is Feliz Navidad, a book that takes place in a country that is not your own. Now this could have been very easy for us because we are Canadian, but I chose to go not US either. And I picked Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. This is set in Japan. It's a very sad novel, but it's just so beautifully written, and it's the least weird of Murakami's books. So if you want to check him out, this was like very much more contemporary and less magical realism. It's a wonderful story, and I definitely recommend it. Yeah.
And I decided to go with The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. I'm admittedly only in the middle of this right now, but I can tell, like, unless something strange happens in the end, this is probably going to be one of my favorite books I've ever read. It's a pretty sad book as well. It starts out with our main character's mother committing suicide, and then our main character starts to see a red bird flying around, and she believes that this is her mother. And the story ends up taking her to Taiwan to meet her, like, biological grandparents on her mother's side, and the descriptions of Taiwan are just so detailed and beautiful, and I feel like I'm there when I'm reading it, and I've never read a book set there, so this has been an absolute treat. And this one doesn't come out until March, but I think it's going to be a big deal when it comes out, so.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle-belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. What book do you use to spread holiday cheer? So I'm going with a pretty obvious one, and that's My True Love Gave to Me, which is a short story collection edited by Stephanie Perkins. The reason why I wanted to pick this one is because I feel like there's just such a good variety of stories in here that pretty much anyone, no matter like what holiday you celebrate during December, no matter your sexual orientation, anything like that, you probably find a story in here that resonates with you and that makes you happy. So that is why I am picking it.
Still need to read it.
You freak! No.
For this, I'm going with What Light by Jay Asher. Again, this is just a very simple, cute Christmas contemporary story that takes place on a Christmas lot, and I just loved it. It's very simple, but it'll make you happy. Yep. So, all the holiday cheer.
It's true.
So next up is Sleighride, a fictional character you would like to spend the holidays with, and it doesn't have to be a love interest. And for this, I picked Rye from A Darker Shade of Magic, because he's just like so much fun, and I feel like you could have a good time, and he's always cheery and chipper, and I think it'd be a lovely person to spend a bit of holiday cheer with.
I did pick my personal book boyfriend, Levi from Fangirl. no book boyfriend is ever compared. I'm sorry. Like, he's just, I don't know, there's just something real about him that I really like. And I think that it would be a really, like, chill holiday spent with him, you know? I think we'd probably just drink yummy coffee. Maybe I would read a book to him. We'd snuggle. It'd be perfect. So yes, Levi for me, always and forever.
I really can't, but baby, it's cold outside. I've got to go, but baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you'd so very nice. I'll hold your hands, they're just like my mother will stay.
Baby, it's cold outside. Pick a book that you didn't like that you would throw in the fire to keep yourself warm.
We're not actually burning books.
Never.
Theoretically. Hypothetically.
And I do feel bad, like, saying nasty things about books, but okay, I'll be honest. Mine would be The Creeping by Alexander Sorori. I read this during Spookathon, but if you didn't watch our Spookathon wrap-up, I will just say that I gave it 2 stars. I just felt like the characters were pretty nasty and they never really redeemed themselves, so it was very hard to care in these horrible things that were happening to them. Yeah, that's what I would say.
So mine is, and I just hate this book. And I didn't bring it, but I'll put it on the screen, and that is The Death and Life of Zebulon Finch. I forget who wrote it, I don't care. I gave this book 1 star. I absolutely hated it. I thought it was trash. So, I'm not gonna burn it. But if I had to pick one book off my shelf, if I was dying of cold, it would be this one.
Do you see what I see? Way up in the sky, little man. Do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite. With a tail as big as a kite.
Do you hear what I hear? Which book do you think everyone should read? And for this one, I picked All American Boys by Jason Reynolds and Brendan Keeley. I read this earlier this year, and I still am thinking about it constantly. It is such an impactful and important book, kind of in the vein of The Hate U Give. I think this one needs more buzz. I really, really loved it, and I think everybody should pick it up.
So mine will probably come as no surprise, and mine, I kind of have 2 for this. So one book that I would like everybody to give a try is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, but even though it is my favorite series of all time, I recognize that it doesn't work for everyone. It's a bit strange, but I would love for everybody to at least attempt to read it and see if they like it, because if you do like it, I feel like you get so much from it and it'll kind of become a favorite for life. But another book that I think is a bit more accessible that I would recommend is The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. It's just a very contemporary story that just deals with friendship, growing up, small towns, and grief, and I just think it is beautiful, and yeah, recommend it highly.
Okay, so that was the Christmas song book tag. We had a lot of fun making this one. We love filming with more than one of us in frame. We always have a bit of a giggle fest. Yeah. We would love to know if you've done this tag as well. We'd like to watch it. Let us know in the comments down below. And as per usual, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Happy reading, and thanks for being awesome. Bye!